Hello, good afternoon. It's the afternoon here. It might be the morning there or the evening. It doesn't matter. How are you doing? Today I'm talking about the difference between obligation and choice. And is one better than the other? I'll tell you all about it on the other side. So a long time ago, when I was on my journey of kind of making myself a better person, and I'm just talking about my work, I was on this passionate journey of finding as much information about stuff. And I discovered this little course where it was talking about the difference between have to and want to. Okay? And it was saying, when you say the words I have to, that's an obligation that you're trapped in. And so when you say, well, I have to do the shopping today. No, you don't, they said. No, you don't have to do the shopping. You want to do the shopping. Why? Because there's no food in the house. But you don't have to. And what happens is the have to expression, according to this course, keeps you kind of trapped in this obligation place. It's like, I don't have any choice. I've just got to do it. Yeah? They said, when you say I want to, suddenly what happens? It's the carrot or the stick. The stick is I have to. I've got to. Right? When you use the got to and have to, you don't have much energy. You don't really get the energy that you need. When you say I want to, boy, suddenly it's your choice then. You're in the choice place. Right? When you're in obligation, it's a have to, and there's no choice there. When you choose, your body will liberate more energy. Well, I took that and I flew with it. And I used to correct people, and I would hear them say, I have to do this. I'd say, why don't you try, I want to do that? And just notice how much energy you got. And hey, lots of times people looked at me as though I was a twat. And probably I came across as a bit of a cocky twat, because I thought that I knew everything. Yeah, I thought I knew everything that they told me in the books. However, the concept in itself is a great concept. It really is. The difference between thinking that you have to do something and being trapped, or wanting to do something. Let me give you some examples. So I'm a Virgo, right? Now I know all about Virgos, or at least I think I do. I know shit about Virgos, but I've got some information in my head about Virgos. And one of the things is Virgo, along with Capricorn, they're the workers of the horoscope. They're the ones, if you've got some jobs to do and you want people to do them, get a Virgo or a Capricorn and they'll do it. Okay? They'll do it. However, because I know that, and I'm aware that Virgos are here, their concept is help. It's also taking care of the health. But help. They're here to help. We are here to help. And so I have found myself being caught in this little loop of saying, when somebody asks me for help, I have to help them. Because that's who I am. Okay? I have to help them. Now, do I have to help them? No. I want to. I want to help them. But I used to tell myself that I have to. And what happened? Well, what happened was that whenever somebody asked me for help, I would be there. I'd be there for them. And I would help them. And what I discovered across the years in my hero's journey, I discovered sometimes people ask you for help and they don't want help. They just want to offload. But it sounds like they're asking for help, but they're not really. And then I found that some people ask for help and you give them the help and they do nothing with it at all. That's disappointing. And then some people ask you for help and you give them help and then they'll run away and they never say thank you and you never see them again. All right, so that's the 3 levels of help. And then the final one, some people ask for help, you give them help, they're eternally grateful, and often the help changes their life. And that's beautiful. That's when I am in my full Virgo, I am a helper mode. Yeah? So what I've had to do over the years is actually work to get the wisdom to know when somebody is not asking me for help, but they just want to offload. They just want to tell me the shit. I need to understand, I had to get the wisdom to understand when somebody is asking for help but don't really want it. And also the one that's taken me a good while is the understanding when somebody's asking for help because they are abusers, because they abuse people and they go around asking people for stuff, taking it and running away. So I've had all of that, but I've also had beautiful people who needed help and I've helped them, and it's been wonderful. So the only thing that we have to do is to understand which is which, who is who. And I'm sure we've all been in this situation. And so the truth is that I don't have to help people if I don't want to. And once you understand that concept of I don't have to do this if I don't want to, or if I don't feel that it's right, then you're free. You're not trapped inside of this obligation paradigm where you do things. You know, have you heard people say, you know, I'll do anything for that person. Really? That's an obligation that you're trapped in. What happens if the person asked you to do something that really wasn't good for them or for you? Would you still do it? If you're trapped in that paradigm, then you would. I'll give you another example. There's this guy, right? And I think he's from Romania. And for 4 years or maybe longer, he has sat outside of Aldi begging. And because I like helping people, every time that I went into Aldi or came out, I would give him €1, sometimes 2, every time. And he would say thank you, and he used to just sit there. Sometimes I would see him there, sitting there eating a sandwich. Sometimes he would take the money, go in, buy himself some food and come out. Sometimes I'd see him eating an ice cream. And, you know, these things build up, and I was thinking, there's something wrong with this picture. This guy's been here for a jolly long time, asking for money. And then one day I just happened to come out and I saw him pack up his stuff, his little basket and everything. And he went to his car. And he put the shopping in the back of his car that he bought with the money that he got, and he went off in his car. It wasn't a great car. I've got to say that. I mean, we're not talking about a Rolls Royce. But I thought, hang on a minute. He's driving a car. And he had a telephone as well. And I thought, really, is he that in need of money? Or is this his way of earning his money? Is he here is this his job? Just to beg and then to take his money back home in his car. And so it was from that moment, do you know what? I still give him some money sometimes, but not all the time. I don't need to. I'll only give him it if I want to, if I'm having a good day. But also what I think is my perception of people who beg is this, because lots of people, when I was in Morocco, they used to say, do not give money to the children that beg, because they give it straight to the person who sends them there. It's all organised and they use it to buy drugs or whatever. Don't give them money, people say. Don't give them money, they just spend it on alcohol. And I often think, to be in a place, what would have to happen to me for me to be in the street begging for money? I would have to be in a pretty shitty place. You can't be in a good place and be in the street begging for money. Even if you're out to defraud people, even if you're out to scam people, you're in an awful place, dreadful place in your life. And so that's kind of the thought process that's in my mind of, if they were in a better place, they wouldn't be here in the street. So sometimes I'll give that man some money, sometimes, but not all the time. I don't need to. I don't see myself obliged to. I'll do it if I want to. And I think that's where we've got to get to. And it's also with what we say that we have to do. When you catch yourself saying, I have to, then just change it to I want to. And then get a sense check. Because sometimes when you say I want to, your body says, no, you don't. No, you really don't. And so then you get a congruent, well, yes, I do want to, or actually, I don't want to. When you have a have to, there's no congruence. You don't need congruence. You just have to. It's an obligation. Yeah? Does that make sense? And so how many things do we do that we have to? And how many things do we do that we want to? And how many things do we do that we have to, that we could change to want, and it would make us feel a damn sight better? Give it a go. Listen to yourself. It's all your self-talk. Listen to when you say, I have to, I've got to, and change it and see whether you really want to. That's all I've got to say for today, and I love you all, and I'll speak to you all later. Bye-bye.